Hey, this is Annie, and as my project at Pocketsized You is coming to an end, I wanted to share some of the behind the scenes process as well as some of the backstory / context of this whole experience. So to start off, Adobe Creative Residency Community Fund, we have to ask, what is that? So the Adobe Creative Residency program has set up a community fund, and it supports its creators through one of the following ways. One is either through a project commission, or the second way is through a project grant. So I'm a recipient of this grant, and I chose the option of number 2, which is a personal project. So this is at Pocketsized You. So Pocketsized You is a project all about collecting friends, maybe it's you, and your nugget of wisdom. And this project actually came about because I had this thought where I was kind of like, wouldn't it be super cool if I can, take my friends anywhere I went? And in my head, I had this image of, reaching into my pocket and then pulling out a little version of, my friend / a miniature version of my friend. And with that, they would impart to me, a little bit of their nugget of wisdom. And I just thought this project idea was super duper cool, and so did Adobe, because this is a project that's funded by Adobe. So for this fund, I had to create a total of 12 assets. 6 of them were photo assets, and the other 6 were lettering / what I call wonky lettering of the wisdom. So right off the bat, I kind of encountered some problems, and this is what at Pocketsized You looked like before. Initially, I would meet up with participants, and where we took the photo, that would be the backdrop of the asset, and then I would be the one that would take their photos, right? But with shelter in place happening in 2020, I had to kind of do a workaround. And so what ended up happening was I created this Google form, and in this Google form I collected, their wisdom as well as some other information and their photos. So with that, I had to think about the look and feel of the project, and so I created this mood board that, I was drawn to elements of play, and so one of the things that I was thinking about too was, childlike wonder, and I wanted a fun feel to it, and that's reflected upon the color choices as well as the random shapes that are within the assets as well. I think one of the things that I was thinking about too was that when the subject matter is miniature, then, it kind of links into toys, and that's a fundamental part of childhood. And so another thing too I was thinking about was, this element of imagination, this feeling of a childlike wonder that kind of puts you in a place of awe. And I think that same feeling of awe can happen when you stumble upon really profound wisdom, right? And I did a little bit of playing around, and ultimately this is where I landed, the final look and feel of this whole project to be. So here are some of the process as to how I got to this stage. And, there are times where I was just like, nope, this doesn't work. I also announced this project on my personal Instagram, and I did it through Instagram stories as well as an Instagram post. So for the Instagram story, I actually used the poll function in order to see who was interested in participating, and if they said yes on the poll, then I would follow up and DM them and, say, hey, you indicated on the poll that you were interested in this project, and I would then send them, a link that would ultimately take them into the Google form that I mentioned earlier so that they could fill out all of the necessary information. And with all of that, the 12 assets are done, But that doesn't mean that this project is over. It just means that it's beginning, and if you want to participate in this project, be sure to check out the link below because you'll find all of the information / instructions there. And yeah, thanks for watching, and see you around for maybe the next videos, whenever that will be. Bye. Community Fund. Be creative. So the Adobe Creative Community